Have you ever wondered why your device slows down or runs out of space? The answer lies within something you don't always see, but it's in the background, and that is memory and storage. And welcome back to another exciting episode of our IC3 GS6 journey. And we will be delving deeper into fundamental hardware concepts, where I take you through how your computer system processes information. Please stick and stay whilst we dive deeper into that. This is a continuation of our hardware concepts. And as I've already introduced the session, we're going to look at understanding memory. And we have the ROM and the RAM, read-only memory and random access memory, and how they all come together to help with the processing of what information. So we said that computer memory is needed to run programs and use files, while storage is needed to save them. So our computer systems use two main types of memory, which is the read-only memory, which stores permanent instructions that control the computer's basic functions, and it cannot be changed and keeps data even when the power is off. So we say non-volatile. So if you read CompTIA A+, you get to understand that we have the ROM BIOS, which is basic input-output system. So that ROM BIOS contains a set of instructions that checks if your memory is present, if you have a processor within your system, if there is a hard disk that contains the operating system files, and check if all these rudimentary, hardware devices are present for the smooth running of your computer system. So we have what we call the post power on self-test. So as soon as you turn on the computer, the ROM BIOS, which contains these basic instructions, will check to see, oh, everything is okay. So now we can proceed for you to what? Sign in. And we say it is non-volatile. So when we say non-volatile, the instructions are permanent, and whether there is power within your system or not, it is there. Okay? Then we have the random access memory, which is for temporal use while the computer is on. So all the applications you're running on your computer is being held within the random access memory. So if for one or two reasons your system shuts down, what it means is you need to start up all over again, especially when maybe your laptop's battery is not good, or you don't have a UPS for a desktop computer and it goes off. If you are browsing, if you're watching a movie, you'll need to start all the applications again because it's just held temporarily within the random access memory. So all the running applications are held within the RAM. Once you close it, boom, it creates another space for another program to function. So that helps with the multitasking feature of the system. Okay, so programs and files are loaded into RAM to be processed by the central processing unit, CPU, which is the brain of the computer system. So RAM clears when the computer is turned off, and the more RAM allows, the more the RAM, the more multiple programs you can run smoothly. So it supports that multitasking functionality. So the amount of RAM needed depends on the programs you use. So more RAM means better performance and the ability to run several applications at once without slowing down. So if you cast your mind back to software requirements, if you want to install a program, there are certain basic, system requirements you need to meet. So if you don't meet those requirements, then it means you cannot install that software on your system, and it all boils down to understanding your memory. Okay. Then there's an example of a random access memory. So this little thing goes into a slot. So if it's a desktop computer, it's a PCI slot, okay, peripheral component interconnect. So if you want to go deeper into that, I can recommend the CompTIA A+ certification program. Okay, then the computer storage. So whatever you're doing, you need to save it somewhere. So if you may be working on a Word document, it needs to go somewhere. That is where the storage comes in. So it can be internal, which is what inside the computer, or it can be external, which is an attached device. So we call these local storage. And you can also save files to remote locations like network folders or cloud storage. Yeah. So now I've heard of cloud computing. So your Google account is in the cloud. Your Office 365 is in the cloud. So most of the things you do are saved there, and it can be synchronized to any device you sign in. So common storage devices include hard drive, external drives, your thumb drives, flash drives, and what? Your small, secured SD cards. Yeah. So the hard disk or the hard drive is the main storage inside a computer. So once you install an operating system, it needs to go to your hard drive. It's used to save programs and data, including the operating system. And there are two main types. So we have the magnetic hard disk drives, which is facing out. So it uses spinning platters and read-write heads to store data magnetically. So if you are using this type of hard disk drive, then obviously the revolution per minute, how it accesses information as compared to you using a solid state drive, will be what? Slower. So I would recommend that you use the solid state drives. So if you have the money, why not go for it? So we use flash memory chips with no moving parts, making them faster and more durable. Okay, so SSDs can be built into the system board, installed on a card, or housed in a 2.5-inch unit, replacing a hard disk drive, so to speak. Okay, so there's our hard disk drives. I remember those days when we were doing hardware. We used to use jumpers just to set this as a primary, then another, you slave it with another hard disk drive, you set one as a secondary. Those things are dead and gone, you see. So technology is improving, and as it improves, you also need to keep learning, keep upgrading yourself. So please don't stay stagnant. Yeah. Then external drives, I believe you've seen. So that's a cool picture of one. You just hook it to your USB drive and you are good to go. So it comes in a separate case that connects to a computer with a cable, and they provide storage, but you cannot install software on them. So you install the programs on your local disk, the internal. Then flash memory, which is the technology used in solid state drives, can be built directly into devices' system board. So this type of storage is used in tablets and smartphones, so you need to understand them, which usually include onboard memory for storing files and apps. So you just need to understand that. Then flash drives, which is not new to us, also called jump drives or thumb drives, are small portable storage devices that use flash memory. They are lightweight, durable, and can store gigabytes of data. Unlike SSDs, the flash memory in thumb drives is slower and less reliable, which makes SSDs more expensive for the same storage capacity. So it's all about what you need and your ability to afford what you want. Then we have the secure digital cards. So usually it goes into our phones. They are small, high capacity flash memory storage devices. So they work like flash drives. You insert them into a device to store, write data, and retrieve or read data. So you can also move the card to another device to transfer files. So SD cards are commonly used in cameras, camcorders, phones, tablets, MP3 players, and GPS work devices. Now we have the optical discs and drives. I don't know, maybe these newer versions of laptops don't usually come with what optical drives, because people are no longer used to, burning stuff on CDs and reading from CDs. So it's just going out of the system. So optical disk drives read CDs and DVDs using a spinning disk and a laser. Okay, so the drive is a device that reads whatever you insert into it. Okay, so we have the CD, ROM, DVD, ROM drives can only read data. And we have the optical writer burner which can write data onto disks. So when we started, we used to have this program Nero, which you use for burning tracks, burning software onto CDs and DVDs. And it was fun at that time, trying to understand the computers, going way back to 2007, where I had my first, laptop from my mom. God bless her soul. She's been helpful. Then many desktops include an optical drive, while newer laptops often requires an external USB optical drive. And not forgetting about my dad and my uncles and aunties. They've all been super, super helpful. So let's look at our case study 5. So computers come in a variety of shapes and sizes and are usually ranked according to their size, capabilities, and power. So this is a case study we're looking at. Computers come in a variety of shapes and sizes and are usually ranked according to their size, capabilities, and power. So which one of these options lists the computer types from most powerful to least powerful? Check it out. So desktop computer, laptop, tablet, smartphone. So we are looking at the most powerful to the least. Smartphones, tablet, laptop, desktop computer, laptop, desktop computer, smartphone, tablet, laptop, smartphone, desktop computer. So what do you think is the answer? So if you guessed, then your guess is as good as mine. So the desktop computer, powerful, followed by laptop, then you move to tablet, then the smartphone being the least on that list. So as always, if you want to learn more about the IC3 Digital Literacy Program, do want to go to certipod.com/IC3. And if you want to learn more about what I've been doing since May 2017, then you need to go to fittsgh.net. So it's all about improving the way you use the technology for your work and making sure you're being efficient, and productivity at the various workplaces will be just up there. You get more money. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So God bless. And if you've not subscribed and followed, kindly do well to do that and share it with a friend. If an institution needs a trainer to help revamp their skills, especially when it comes to using the desktop system and the Microsoft Office applications for their work, you all to reach out, and I'm going to do a great job. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.